Following are instructions for the installation of Enduro Engineering's Radiator brace kit for gas motorcycles. Start by removing the seat from your motorcycle. The next step is to remove the radiator shrouds. Now, if your gas is a model 2007 through 2011, remove the 3 bolts on each shroud. Use an 8mm socket to remove the bolts. Now remove the shrouds. Use caution to ensure the plastic washers are not lost. Remove the plastic louvers from the front of the radiator. For 2012 or 2013 models, use a 3mm Allen wrench and remove the 3 button head bolts from each shroud. The 2012 model radiator shroud can now be removed by pulling it free from the rubber grommets on the side of the radiator. The 2013 models will need to have the bolt removed that holds the shroud to the radiator. Use an 8mm socket to remove this bolt. Remove the plastic louvers from the front of the radiator. On gas motorcycles, you do not need to drain the coolant from the radiators if you install the radiator braces one side at a time. If you choose to install both sides at the same time, you will need to drain the radiators. See the gas owner's manual if you have questions regarding draining the coolant from the radiator. To do one side at a time, you will need to remove the crossover hose on the top of the radiator. Some gas motorcycles secure the hose with a standard hose clamp. Others, as shown here, utilize a crimp-style clamp. To remove the crimp clamp, you will need to pry it open with a small screwdriver. Included in the Enduro Engineering radiator brace is a new clamp you can use in place of that clamp. With the shrouds and louvers removed, the next step is to remove the 4 Allen head bolts that hold the radiators to the frame. Using the supplied 6x16 button head bolts to mount the support rods to the radiator brace, one on the bottom and one on the top. Note: now the braces are marked according to which side each brace is to be mounted on. The braces are stamped with the letter L for the left side or the letter R for the right side. This is how the brace should look after both support rods are in place. To install the brace to the radiator, pull the radiator out from the frame and slide the brace around the radiator. On models 2007 through 2011, use the supplied 6x25mm flange bolts to reinstall the radiator and the brace to the frame. 2012 and 2013 models, stock bolts will be replaced with supplied 6x30mm bolts. Be sure to place the stock spacers between the brace and the frame. Now install the outer side of the brace using the supplied 6x16 button head bolts to connect the support rod to the outer brace piece. Install the 6x8mm button head bolts that hold the inner and outer braces together. Next, reinstall the crossover hose to the radiator. At this point, one half of the installation is complete. To finish, repeat the installation on the other side of your gas motorcycle. When both the left and right braces are installed, reinstall the radiator louvers and shrouds. Be sure to reinstall the louvers first. This will keep the radiator free from damaging when tightening the lower shroud bolt. Failure to install the louvers first will allow the lower mount to rotate and cause damage. On the 2012, you'll use the original bolts to attach the radiator shroud back onto the gas tank. Push the plastic tabs on the radiator shroud into the rubber grommets in the side of the radiator. On the 2013 models, you'll use the original bolts to attach the radiator shroud. When reinstalling the shrouds on models 2007 through 2011, the lower stock bolts will be replaced with supplied 6 by 25 millimeter bolts. Make sure you use the plastic washers that were removed earlier. Next, attach the seat. Finally, if you drain the coolant, be sure to refill the system to avoid damaging your bike. If you have questions regarding this or any product from Enduro Engineering, please feel free to email us at sales@enduroeng.com or give us a call at 517-393-2421. And thank you for purchasing products from Enduro Engineering.